Libras, I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, if you're one of my incredible subscribers, thank you for being here. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all of your love and your support. Let's get into your reading for you. As you know, they're general, so it's not going to resonate for everyone. If you want a personal reading that will tap into your own energies and your own situation, feel free to book online. You can find a link to my website in the description box below. And if my style of reading doesn't work for you, there are so many incredible readers on YouTube, so please pick the one that works best for you. Okay, let's roll the astrological die and see what's going on for Libra, please. What's going on for Libra? Health and number 8. Okay. So 8, I'm also getting a vision in my mind of the 8 of Pentacles, working on something, mastering something. Perhaps you've been working hard on your health regime, or you've been working on curing an ailment, or bettering an ailment, or managing a health ailment. There's something to do with the health front that needs to be addressed. When it comes to 8, it resonates with influences and vibrations of authority and personal power, self-confidence or executive ability, inner strength. It could be to do with work. Maybe you work in a health sector, but it also speaks to material freedom, manifesting wealth and abundance and prosperity, provision investments, discrimination and discernment, giving and receiving, thoroughness, dependability, self-reliance, repose, practicality, consideration, self-sufficiency, maybe even social status, pragmatism, the ego, aggregation, compassion, dictatorship, being an executive, delegation. That's what I just hit on, delegation. Are you not delegating enough of your responsibilities in the work front? If so, that could be causing issues for you. So do keep that in mind. But let's keep going. What else? Libra, there you are, begin. So perhaps this is asking you to begin a health regime in which you are taking care of yourself, focusing on your mental, physical, and emotional health. Perhaps you've been neglecting it too long and something has come out of balance, but it is asking that you put things in balance because it's important that you take good care of yourself. So let's see how you're showing up at this point in time. 7 of Wands. There we go. So the 7 of Wands, as you can see, this individual looks as though they are defending themselves or trying to state their truth, trying to stand up for their beliefs, trying to fight in their corner. Maybe they feel protective or defensive, or it could be about determining energy. So maybe there's a determined vibration, something about challenging or opposing, stamina, and holding your own. In general, it represents opposing or standing up for what you believe in and fighting your corner and holding your own, and also taking the high road, maintaining control and being strong-willed. It's a minor arcana, and it indicates someone who is protective, defensive, assertive, forceful, relentless, determined, and territorial. It can suggest that you are under attack or being harassed, blamed, or scapegoated, but you are resisting. Life could be challenging or busy and hectic with this card in your tarot spread, so you'll need the stamina to endure. If we're talking about the health context, it can signify having to fight to overcome an illness or injury, and can also represent an illness or condition that you will have to work hard to keep under control. So as I was saying, something about the working hard piece, which is the 8, right? It's extremely challenging, but you are driven and you can do it, and that's what Spirit wants you to know. So you are fighting hard, you are doing an incredible job, and you're making it happen for yourself. It takes a lot of willpower and strength to take on whatever challenge it is that you're dealing with. If perchance this is a work situation with the number 8, and maybe you're dealing with aggression at work or being scapegoated or blamed in some way, shape, or form, Spirit is asking that you begin to take a stand for yourself, okay? Because you don't want it to affect your health, especially stress. Stress can do a number on our bodies. Let's see about how others are seeing and feeling about you at this point in time. They may see you as being over emotional or needing to give yourself more self-love, right? To take a stand, to believe in yourself, or maybe this is about pouring all of that love onto yourself in terms of healing. They want you to take care of yourself, whoever's around you. How do they see or feel about the situation? 10 of Swords. There's been some backstabbing and betrayal here. And if not backstabbing and betrayal, then it could simply mean just an ending to backstabbing and betrayal. I believe that you're choosing you at this point in time, and they might even see that you're choosing you. And for the benefit of keeping yourself healthy, because something here has said enough is enough, right? No more laying down and just taking it if that's what you've been doing to keep the peace, harmony, and especially in a work situation, that's really tough if you're dealing with other personalities who can be exceptionally difficult. They can jab at you, they can poke at you, they can try to get a rise out of you, they can, you know, it's so competitive, hence the 7 of Wands as well, you know, fighting off competitors. There may have been backstabbing or betrayal or enemies, bitching, bad-mouthing, or bitterness. Again, this can also speak to doormat energy, so allowing yourself to be taken advantage of to keep the peace, collapse or a breakdown or exhaustion, inability to cope, rock bottom or hitting a wall. All right? Some of you may need to even leave a work situation if this is what is happening. You need to choose you. You need to choose you and feel the healing, loving energy of the Ace of Cups. Bathe in your own self-love and put you first. Because there's something here that's speaking to severing ties or goodbyes or a final nail in the coffin. Maybe you're tired of having to stand your ground, especially if you're being scapegoated in some situation. Okay? Now, even if this isn't to do with work, you've been working hard to stand up for yourself. And you've had enough. That's what I'm feeling like. You've had enough of having to defend yourself to others. So some of you might finally put a permanent end to whatever this is that's been going on and causing you strife. Let's see what you want and need at this point in time. What does Libra want and need? You want to be happy. You don't want to have to keep looking at this situation every day or dealing with it. Some of you want to get over the grief or the disappointment of the situation that you've been in for a while. Some of you want a new beginning. You want to be able to start again. And maybe you found it challenging because you feel sad about these 3 cups that have fallen over. Perhaps it's time to begin in a new chapter and no more looking at how you can put or bring these 3 cups to standing. There's 2 cups behind you. So it might be time to turn around and look at the 2 cups and focus on that. Because I think you want to come out of this sadness, this feeling of heaviness. What is the obstacle or the blockage for Libra? Obstacle or blockage? The Tower. So it very much could have been something that happened suddenly, or there could have been a huge blowout. Okay? Now, that being said, if there wasn't a huge blowout, maybe all of a sudden life just made things so incredibly difficult for you that everything has just gone. Spirit has come in to shake things up here. They've come in to shake things up because they see how sad and upset you've been. They don't want you to be feeling this way. In fact, they want you to focus on you. And sometimes the only way to do that is if they completely come in and cause a shakeup. Only then are you able to look at things a different way. Sometimes we can fight our corner so much and stand up for our own beliefs that we're keeping ourselves in a bad situation. And Spirit knows that it's not healthy for you. Spirit knows that this is not where you need to be, and it's time to begin a new balanced journey. Right? Because, I mean, standing up for yourself and fighting for a cause is wonderful. It really, truly is. But everything is a balance. And sometimes we try to convince ourselves that we can make things better. We can make things better. We can make it better. Everything will be okay. But little do we know, we have to actually just accept and feel the feelings that, you know what, these 3 cups have turned over. It's not getting any better. It's time to turn around and look at the new. Does this mean there's something wrong with you? Absolutely not. It means it's time to get you back on your path. It's time to get you back to your happiness. It's time to put you first as opposed to taking another sword in the back. Does that make sense? Sometimes, and it's funny too because I have a neighbor and she's a Libra. And she was in a miserable job for a couple of years. And she just kept taking it. She just kept taking it. She was working under an abusive boss who was just insane. You know, the types of bosses who every 5 minutes are changing their mind. It's, I want it done this way, so you do it that way. And then they turn around and go, no, actually, I'd like it done this way. So then they make the change. No, actually, I want it. And it just goes around and around. It's crazy making is what it is. It's just like the confusion, the insanity, and you just can't move forward. So she fought and fought and fought. And Spirit came in and literally something happened and she never saw it coming, but she got laid off and she felt horrible about it. She thought there was something wrong with her. But guess what happened? Spirit gave her the time in which she was able to find self-love and rebalance herself. And in that balancing, what happened was beautifully a new job offer came up. And now she has an amazing boss who absolutely adores her. She has good money, better money than what she was making. And not only that, but she's happy. She's on her way to happiness. Why? Because she wasn't meant to be in that position anymore. Sometimes we take jobs because we have to pay the bills. But do remember, even if you take a job because you have to pay the bills, that you're not stuck there forever. Okay? Don't fall under that illusion of, I'm stuck here and this is the end. You can always look for other jobs or other situations whilst you are trying to pay your bills and make everything happen, if this is a work situation. If in fact this is something to do with dealing with other people in a social setting, maybe the church or your community, whatever be the case. Again, maybe what Spirit is saying is there's something to learn here. There's something to learn, and it's not good for you. And I say that because how many situations are there? And if you really research it, you'll understand that sometimes abusive people can be in big organizations like cult leaders and whatnot else. It's not a healthy congregation, and they attract people who are absolutely fanatics. And they are fanatics to a point where they're actually unhealthy themselves. And they will backstab, betray, and the community that you felt would bring you happiness turns out to be not for you. Why? Because honestly, that's not the path for you. So what does it mean? It means you can take your beliefs, but you try something different and you begin something new, or maybe you go to a different church or a different social group, whatever be the case, because this is not the one for you. And these negative experiences are actually not negative. They are there, and our feelings of sadness and upset and grief over it is to show us that this is not our path. And all we need to do is heed the warning, right? So you may have felt stuck. You may have persevered to a point where it was to your detriment. So Spirit, I feel, has come in and shaken things up. And why? Because you still have a lot that you have to do in this life. You still have a lot that you have to experience. This is your journey. And Spirit doesn't want to see you going like this. Do you see this cycle of fighting, standing up for yourself, exhaustion, utter exhaustion from doing so, regret, remorse? Spirits come in to shake this up, to start a brand new beginning of self-love, doing something that will make you happy. They want you to work on what makes you happy so that your health is not affected by all of the crap and negativity around you, okay? Because the Tower is also external energy. It's forces beyond your control. You cannot control what is happening. You cannot make these people happy. You cannot change them. So there comes a point in time where how much do you invest in trying to have a situation go your way before enough is enough? And you will not believe the freedom and the relief that you feel the second you release and say, that's it, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Once you get to that point, the pain, the arguments, the standing up for yourself stops. Because you finally surrendered and you finally own the fact that the only one that you can make happy is you. And that you're worth making happy. Wow. I don't know where all of that just came from, but sure did. Knight of Swords, drama, leaving a situation. And you might decide to leave suddenly. Or maybe somebody decided to leave you suddenly. And maybe in this point in time, you don't understand why, and it's hurt. This is the possible outcome. But I feel like this is you, because this is air energy, and you're just going to beeline out. And I think that you're going to be happy to do so. So let's get some clarification. What is this Knight of Swords, please, for the possible outcome? That's right. Moving to a situation in which is more cooperative. Better people around you who understand your vision, who support you. Moving towards those who believe in what you have to offer and who treasure you. Just like my neighbor that I was telling you about. She is happy and she deserves to be. Right? So even if this is to do with love, whatever be the case, Spirit is shaking it up so that you'll move on. And you'll see that better things are coming. Ghostlands. There we go. 17. 7 plus 1 is 8. Again, working on changing a situation. And then what's beautiful is that there's this compass, if you will. And where are you going? Ghostlands in reverse. It has been too cold and it has been too chilly for where you have been existing. It is time that things change and you begin anew. Let's start thawing out that ice and moving towards a better situation that will make you happier, because you deserve it. Some advice, please. Some advice, please. Surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Some of you might be suffering and your health is suffering because possibly you're overindulging in things that are no good for you. And maybe Spirit is saying, like, say you're younger and you're at that point where you're like, whatever, my body can handle it. Maybe Spirit is giving you a little bit of a warning that yes, it may be fun to indulge in things, but we have to be careful in what we're indulging in. And maybe the reason why the vices have been taken on was to deal with some emotional pain that you didn't want to feel. This is about hitting rock bottom. So if there are addictions, and if it's not your addictions, perhaps this is somebody else around you, and they are going to be hitting rock bottom, and it's going to be time for a change, and maybe they'll be reaching out for help. What else? Acceptance. What was I saying earlier? See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. This is, again, accepting the situation for what it is and needing to change it. Not continuing to keep yourself in a bad situation, hoping that it will change. Thinking, oh, it's possible that everything is going to get better. If you've been going through something for a long time, it's not going to get better, and it's time to change it, time to leave. Be brave and be bold. Use that air energy and move forward. For those of you that may have been suffering a situation, this is a health situation. This could be a very good card to get, because one thing that helps, and I've seen it with my cousin who has been battling so many health conditions, and she always wins it. And do you know why? Like, she's battled cancer, she's battled infections, she had minor stroke, aneurysm. She's fought it all, and she's running marathons again. It's like, are you kidding? And why? Because whenever these things crop up, she accepts it, and she doesn't self-reject. She doesn't hate herself. She doesn't get mad at her body. She doesn't get mad at the situation. She just accepts it, and she gives herself the love that she needs and does what she needs to do. And somehow she battles through, and she always succeeds. Right? And it's about being good to yourself and loving yourself. The one thing that we cannot do when we are suffering is continue to self-reject. No, we can't self-reject. We can't think negatively about ourselves or blame our bodies or blame anything else. The truth is, once you accept it, you'll find that the reason sometimes, and she said this, the reason why we get these health ailments is because it's forcing us to stop and take care of ourselves. Could be some food for thought. Okay, Libras? So that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated for somebody. I hope this helped. Sending you so much love, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.